Good evening. It's Thursday, the 10th of May, 2018. Welcome along to today's United Kingdom tour. A little bit later than usual, boys and girls. One of our rare nighttime chatette shows. I've been a little bit busy all morning. I'll tell you about that in tomorrow morning's show. That'll be around about 9:30. We're usually here around about 9:30 in the morning. But don't forget, gang, I never sort of schedule the show. I don't say it's going to be at that time every day because it never is. You know, it's kind of as and when we can fit in our little bit of fun that we have together. So welcome along to the show. Tuesday. Oh, I've got my phone fixed. Look at this. My iPhone has been fixed at a cost of £149, dear. £149 for a cracked screen. Dear me. And you know, honestly, I've got to say, whenever I've been into the Apple shop, fantastic service, friendly staff who know exactly what they're talking about. I'm always amazed at the staff in the Apple store. You go in and you can choose anyone in there and they'll be able to answer your question. It won't be, I'll have to check that with my manager. Oh, I don't know the answer to that one. Oh, can I just, and they don't get out a book or anything and start flicking through it or even look at their iPads for the answer. They just know. Always the staff in the Apple shop are extremely knowledgeable about whatever they're talking about. I think it's fantastic in there. Incidentally, are these colours all right going together? I think they are all right. I was a bit concerned, sort of light blue and purple going together. Claire likes this. Claire, who watches on the YouTube most of the time. So I've got my phone fixed. I'm quite pleased about that. As I say, £149 that was to get fixed. There was a little Asian man who had a little, this is in Reading Shopping Centre. What's it called? The Oracle Shopping Centre, and in there is like a little, not a box, like a stand as a bloke doing mobile phone bits. This is, it's just outside the Apple shop, funnily enough, and he does phone repairs. And I went to him, and I said, "Do you do phone screen repairs?" "Yeah." "What one is it, mate? Is it a 5, a 6?" I said, "No, it's an 8. "Oh, I'll have to look that up." He had to ring someone up. You know. I don't know why. And he said, yeah, we can do that. It'd be £100. I said, oh, no, that's too dear. He said, well, it's cheaper than Apple. I said, yeah, by 50 quid. You know, well, you get a 2-week guarantee. Oh, I don't think so, mate. What, on an £800 phone? Are you for real? It's not worth... You see, for 50 quid, it's not worth taking a risk. If he had said 40 quid... At maximum, if he'd have said I can replace the screen for 40 quid, I would have taken the risk, I must admit. But 100 quid? No, ain't worth it, mate. You know, I'd rather pay for it in the Apple store. Besides, at the end of the day, you know, I use it for work and it's a tax deductible item anyway, so it doesn't matter really, to be honest. It's not worth taking the risk for 50 quid. Anyway, so it was all well and done and they were very nice about it. They told me it'd be 90 minutes. That's what it was. We went back about an hour and a half later, me and my mate, and picked up the phone, and that was all done. While we were in there, we saw this marvellous gadget. Oh, they've got some good gear in there, haven't they, in the Apple shop? I think it's called a gimbal. A gimbal. Now, I can't remember the make of it. Okura or something like that. Anyway, what it is this thing you attach to the phone, right? And it's electric. It's electronic, you know, operates by a battery. And it does many things. One of the things it does is, you know, like when you're doing like that, I mean, you see these idiots, honestly, and they're all at the Eurovision Song Contest. They're all at the Eurovision Song Contest this amazes me. This amazes me because I've just watched this tonight. So if you want to call in about this at any point, feel free to do so. My mate Ronny's going to be calling in as well very shortly. I better stick the phone number up there for him. The line is open now, okay? So whenever you're ready to call in, Mr. Ronny, once we get to the story. But this gadget, you attach your phone to it and it goes like that. You know, it's so smooth. That's not all it is. I mentioned the Eurovision then because you saw. Did you see them all? Anyone watch that tonight on BBC4 Colour? Anyone watch that tonight? So they're on a stage, lights. They're right in front of the stage, and they're like this with the phones, watching the entire show through their phones. What's all that about, everyone? Don't you want to just sit there and look at the stage? Very, very strange and mysterious. Oh, we got a call coming in. Angie Walters. Greetings, Angie. Welcome to the show, Angie. Hello.
Hello, darling. How are you?
Hello, Melbourne lady. All right?
Australia got in.
Did you watch it?
to the Eurovision, and I don't know why.
It's no, I thought it was. She's very, very pretty and sexy. That young lady who was the Australian one, wasn't she?
Jessica Melboy, she is fantastic.
She really is. I thought she was excellent. She was excellent.
Gorgeous lady.
Now, I don't know. So you see, I've already. We're going to go to the Eurovision story, are we, straight away? Okay, well, we can do that. I'll come back to the phone. Someone remind me, and I'll tell you about the phone later. Just a reminder, gang, if we're on a call, you can't call in, okay? There's only one line, I'm afraid. All the operators aren't here at night time. They're only here during the daytime. So there's only me sitting here. Why are you laughing?
Of course, you've got 10,000 operators there.
How do you know that? Can you see me? I have a room from here, Diane. There are 10,000 operators in the other room.
Rolling in your home.
But they're not here at night time. At night time, only me. A little bit like It's a little bit like being on the radio at night time, Angela. You're kind of forgotten about. You're irrelevant. Do you know that is absolutely true on most radio stations? Nighttime is irrelevant. A lot of them don't have radio people on there at night. Did you know that?
Oh, we do. We have a lot at night time. We have talk back till it's called 3AW.
Yeah.
And they go 24 hours.
But am I right in saying that talk radio is actually the predominant format in Australia? That's right, isn't it?
Definitely. No,
yeah.
we have a great team on 3AW, and they do, like, we do football, live football. Yep. You can ring in. We have Bruce and Philip and Simon. They do from 10 till midnight. Then we have midnight till dawn, and then we got the boys that come on at dawn. It's good value.
You're obviously a fan of that, because over here, we have hardly any talk radio. We have LBC, which tends to be these days it's a bit serious and a bit political and a bit anti-religious. That's LBC. Yes. There's talk radio, which is a bit more rambling and shall we say laddie?
Right.
Do you know what I mean by laddie? It's a little bit more in your face. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
There's Radio 5, and I'm never quite BBC Radio 5. I'm never quite sure what they think they're doing. For example, I'll give you an example of that. At 12 o'clock, some weeks, but not every week, they have a technology expert on, right? And you can call in with technological problems or questions, right? But within that hour, they also have a music quiz and bits of news as well. And you kind of, do one thing or the other. Because I'm listening for the technological thing, and then he starts asking questions about the music competition. And it's
they've got no idea of how to flow the show.
They want to go one way. They're going in too many different directions. I mean, if you want to do a music competition, fine. But can you do that in another hour and not doing a technology hour? LBC used to have the most fantastic technology thing, whereas between, say, 9 and 10... they'd have an expert on, I'm having problems with my computer or your television or your kettle or whatever, and you would ring in. But this is all mixed up, and it doesn't work for me. I think there's a talk station in Birmingham. Of course, you can get all these things online as well. So when I say Birmingham, that's all over. But we have very few talk stations in the UK. For some reason, it just doesn't really work here. I know Talk Radio, which is the newest one, are really struggling for listeners. And there's some good people on there. There's a girl on in the morning who's fantastic. Julia Hartley Brewer is her name. You don't want to muck around with her. Do you know what I mean? She's fantastic. Yeah. She's great. As is Eamon Holmes is on there. He's very laid back, Eamon Holmes, Irishman. He's been very popular on the telly and radio for years here in the UK. He's great. He's between 4 o'clock. They have a bloke on late at night, Ian Lee, who has never been my cup of tea. He's a bit comes across as a bit rude. However, that's not to say he's not good or popular.
But that's how they get the listeners. They fire them up and then they ring in.
Yeah, that's right. Not my cup of tea, but he's popular and he's good at his job. It's just my preference. And other people on there as well, So here it's not really prevalent here for some reason.
Oh, you'll have to listen into 3AW. What time is it there, Chris?
I've already written that down. It's just coming up to 5 to 11 at night.
Oh, wow. It's 5 to 8 in the morning
Oh,
here.
I'm a
On
breakfast show
what day are we?
I'm a
Friday
breakfast show.
morning.
I'm a breakfast show in Australia today, am I?
Yeah, on Friday morning.
How
But I tell you,
fantastic.
we've had bad weather here. If you Google Hobart, Tasmania, they've
Yeah.
had floods
Oh,
that are so bad the cars are flying down the road with just the water's just gushing through.
are they
Where I
now?
live, Chris, I live on a hill, and we're expected to get 100 kilometres an hour winds this
Gosh.
afternoon. So I've got to batten down the hatches and tie up all my furniture because my neighbours will probably end up with my furniture.
Are you for real? What, your
Yeah,
furniture?
it's
You
going to
mean your furniture outside?
my outdoor furniture on my balcony. If I
Oh.
don't tie it down, it'll go to my neighbours.
Oh, I shouldn't
And
laugh
it's
at that.
wooden, and it's very heavy wood.
Oh, blimey. Well, you don't want
Yeah,
that.
so
Go
you've
smashing.
seen the view that I have, and it just blows up off the bay, straight up the hill.
Might go smashing through the windows there.
Nah,
Well, I'm very concerned
no,
about
because I've
your.
tied it up.
I'm very concerned about your welfare now.
It's all right. And now I've got a cold. I got through all
Oh.
my heart attack and all my yuckiness, and now I've got a cold, and I was
Oh,
meant to
well,
have the
you
flu shot.
you get better soon. Going back to the Eurovision. I've already got 10.
Yes.
I've already put a couple of bets on. Okay. Did you see the first
Yep.
one? It's very big in Australia, isn't it? The Eurovision.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll tell you, even if Australia didn't get in, we have Eurovision parties,
Right.
and everyone gets dressed up into like I went as what's her name, the blonde one in ABBA.
Yeah.
In Sweden, I went to a party once and dressed up as her, but we all dress up in a different country,
Okay. Cool. Cool.
and
That
we have
sounds
an
great.
absolute ball.
I need to be over there at Eurovision time. I'm hoping to pop over next year. I'm hoping to come
Oh,
over to
good.
Australia next year. I've been 5 times. I've got lots and lots of family. They're all over the place there. So
Well, come to Melbourne. You must come to Melbourne and come down here, and I'll take you to some wineries.
I tell you what, I love that old-fashioned swimming pool you've got there in the city. Do you know the
Oh,
one?
the Brunswick baths.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of a where the trams cross over there as well, just
That's
outside
right.
it. What
Yeah,
a
that's in
beautiful.
Brunswick.
I mean, it's a bit
but you have to
small.
get to the Mornington Peninsula.
Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely
Yeah.
beautiful there. Anyway, let me tell you, I've got a couple of bets on. I'm going to tell you now.
Yep.
I've got so far £10 on Finland. That's at about, I think it's about 50 to 1. Okay, so I could get 500 quid there if it wins. I've got £10 on Ireland. Now, I didn't think much of the Irish song when I first heard it some weeks ago. But when I saw it on the telly, and I thought that quite touched me, that one. Do you know what I mean? So I've got £10 on there. That's at about 60 to 1. So they're the only two I've got on. I might put a little bit on tomorrow on Norway and guess who?
Australia.
Yes. I might put £10 on Australia and £10 on Norway. Now, you see what I've done here? I've spread it out. I've spread it out
Be
a bit.
interesting.
So,
Do you ever think that if like now Australia are in it, that we could actually host it?
I wish you could. I mean, the obvious place. Go on, go on, say it. The obvious place in Australia. Where would you host it? Go on.
Mount Martha, where I live. No, it'd have to be Sydney.
Sydney Opera House. Absolutely.
Yes.
Can you just imagine how that would look? Wow.
Oh, mate, because
Wow.
I mean, I don't know whether you've seen our fireworks for New Year's Eve,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
gee, Sydney
we've seen
can
them.
really
We've seen
put
them
it
from
on.
the bridge and everywhere. But I don't think they're allowed. They would be allowed to host it because they're not in Europe. I have a
Yeah, but why are we in it if we won't be able to host it? I mean, I feel sorry, like watching today when we got it and looking at the poor Russians and their faces were going, oh, no, what about us?
Oh, well.
But they must hate Australia.
Well, Australia are in it
because we got
because
in and they didn't.
it's all to do with the television thing. You see, Australia is a member of the European Broadcasting Union, and if you're in that, you can be in it. That's it. It's nothing really to do with being in Europe. It's to do with being in the European Broadcasting Union. Now, that being said, for some reason they said it couldn't be held in Australia. Well, I think that's a bit unfair. You know, if you're in it, then you should be able to hold it. But again, that being said, if you did hold it, it costs an absolute fortune to hold the thing, and indeed nearly bankrupted Ireland one year, the entire country, because they kept winning it.
But I tell you, we would spend the money on it. And
I know you got the money yourself, Angie. I reckon you could pay for it yourself with all that cash you got stashed under the bed, my love.
Oh, is that you been under my bed, have you?
I know how much is stuffed under that bed. All those $50 notes.
I wish. You're funny.
All right, Angie. Lovely to talk to you, my darling.
Okay.
Have a nice evening.
Soon.
Thanks for calling in.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
There we are. Lovely Angie calling in there from Melbourne in Australia. She's lovely. She's been with us a couple of weeks now. All right. Let's just... I think my mate might be ringing in. I don't know. He might have gone to bed now. Never mind. Let's just do some of your early messages coming in there, boys and girls. Oh, no. We've got another call coming in. Just a second. A very good evening to you, Mr. Letterman. Is it, Mr. Letterman?
Actually, this is Tom Gulley.
Tom Gulley. Hello, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, calling you from Dallas, Texas, and I'm hoping that you can help me out.
Yeah.
Being from the United States, I have seen the Eurovision Song Contest, various clips and stuff. I'm wondering if you can explain the fervor, the excitement, the passion that everybody has for it, because we have absolutely nothing like that here.
It's just a load of people getting together and singing a few songs. It's just one big party. I think that's probably the attraction of it all. It brings everyone together.
Okay, well, I know that every single person I know from most of the other parts of the world, certainly all the English speaking parts, and then the rest of Europe, just go crazy for it. And even over here, various populations of Dutch people or Croatians or whatever, they'll have parties, they'll have everything else, and they just look at the rest of us, Americans, and go, "You're never going to understand. Don't even try."
Yeah, I think one of the reasons is if it was in America, there would be some massive big cash prize. There is no prize other than an award. There's no prize or anything like that. It's all the taking part, if you see what I mean. It's the getting together of people and the taking part that's important, and not any sort of prize at the end. And I think if it was in America, there would be some sort of massive prize.
Yes, we definitely would not understand it if there was no cash prize.
You'd have $1 million.
So anti-American.
I think once you start handing out vast sums of money, then that kind of doesn't work so well.
Right. I did see your karaoke the other night, and I saw that you were quite concerned when people began dancing while you were singing, and I thought to myself, Chris, these people are only human. They hear the sound of your voice, and who among us could not jump to their feet and begin dancing when they hear those dulcet tones? The
English people would have got that because actually I wasn't angry or annoyed. I was having a laugh with them. I think I don't know if it's called irony. It might be called irony, that. But yes, when sometimes people start joining in while I'm singing, and I'll stop the music. Why are you joining in? Don't join in. And people are laughing. You can't see the people laughing at the front, but it's all just one big send up. I don't take anything seriously, really. I've tried to take stuff seriously in the past, and it just ends up giving me depression, so I don't anymore.
Well, I love your show. I love all of your shows, and I'll get out of the way here. So I know there's a lot of people that probably want to talk to you this evening, and thank you for all that you do, and you have a great day. Thank you ever so much, Tom. Absolute pleasure to talk to you after all this time. Have a lovely evening and stay with us, all right? Cheerio, all right, Tom. Bye-bye. There we go. Bye now. Okay, just don't call in for the moment. I'm just waiting for my mate Ronny to call in because we're going to talk about the afternoon tea
that we had on Tuesday, as some of you know. Oh, let's just do some of these messages while I'm waiting for him to... He may not call in now. We might have missed the opportunity, but there we go. We'll see what happens. Let's say hello tonight to... Who got the first message in tonight? Mr. Martin O'Neill on the Facebook Live. Good evening, Martin. Hello to Claire Norton. Evening, Claire. John Child is at home, I think, in bed somewhere. Andy Baker. Evening, Andy. The lovely, delightful Merlin is with us. Evening, Merlin. Simon Keane. Simon is in the house with us live for a change. Good evening, Simon. He said, I've done it again. 700 quid profit on the darts. If you've seen on my wall yesterday, I did tell you, happy Christmas to Simon. Well done, Simon. He's won 700 quid. Hello to Chris Mannion, SOS Gregorian. Evening, sir. Was Armenia in tonight in the song contest? Was Armenia in it tonight? No, they weren't, were they? Are you... Just a minute. Let's have a look here. Were you on Tuesday? I can't remember now. Let's have a look here. Armenia. Have you been in the song contest, Armenia? Oh, there you were. There you are. You were on... Oh, you didn't get through, did you? You were on Tuesday. I couldn't remember. I was kind of watching out for you tonight, but it didn't happen. There we go. We've got Ronny calling in now, so let's just take that. And on. Hello, Ronny.
Hello, dear.
A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for calling in. I'm sorry. We're very, very busy on the phone lines at the moment, darling.
Yeah, just waffling on about that awful Eurovision.
You didn't enjoy it?
Old tosh.
You didn't enjoy it?
It's a load of old tosh. I didn't even watch it.
It's a very
Rubbish.
important part of British culture to watch that programme,
It's
dear.
not British culture. It's not British culture.
It is.
It's the Europeans. What they do is they all get together and every year they say, I know, let's make sure the British don't win. And that's what they do every single year. Every year.
Oh.
And the reason being is because they hate us because we're better than them. I can fly over Europe, and that's about it. I just don't get it.
And you often do that on a Ryanair or EasyJet flight, don't you?
No, Jeff. Me and Andy always fly club, and we always do long haul.
Oh, okay. So is Spain long haul? Marbella, is that long haul? Is it?
No, but that was club, but that's different because that's Little England.
Okay, well, do you know, that's amazing. You were able to talk through my mobile phone then, and I've even got the sound off. Such a powerful voice. Anyway, I was just about to talk about our little afternoon tease. Oh, by the way, now you've put you put some money on Finland and Ireland as well, haven't you?
Yeah, it was 66. One of them was 66-1, and one of them was 60-1.
Was it? Okay. There are another two possibilities. Now, this is in my mind, and I might be completely wrong. I've already put 20 quid on, right? Well, Australia, and Norway as well. Interestingly,
why is it so big in Australia? I don't understand.
Well, it just is.
Australia is a magnificent place. Why do they need the Euro? I nearly swore then. The Euro crap over there.
Well, it's either that or Home and Away. What would you rather watch?
I would prefer Home and Away.
You and I belong together.
Preferably you away.
I just want to point out, I'm not referring to you at that point. When I say you and I belong together, I want to point out that I'm not referring to you.
Thank God for that.
Thank you.
Anyway, talking of our little trip out the other day.
Well, hang on a minute, just a minute.
You talk about the trip.
Hang on a minute, will you? For Christ's sake. I have to keep putting the fader down to get my word in. So Australia and Norway might be worth a go as well. Do you want to do those two?
Do what?
Australia and Norway as well.
No. I've done my very small gamble.
Okay, fair enough.
Done my very small gamble. But yeah, the other day you was just about to talk about the afternoon tea. I have to say, it's all right for you because in the car on the way home, all you do is you get in the car, you play about with your phone for about 5 minutes, and then you fall asleep.
Yes.
And then you're snoring and making funny noises and farting, stinking my car out.
I do not do that while I'm asleep.
And then when we get back, hang on. And when we get back, you about 5 minutes from your house, you wake up. Oh, the traffic was really bad. He was asleep, snoring and farting.
I do not do that while I'm asleep.
Stink. you stink. What was really funny is in the traffic, as you get to the M25, as I was slowing down, the people in the car next to me, I kept putting my finger in your mouth like you was catching flies. They was laughing. They thought it was ever so fun.
Oh, listen to that rattling cough. Dear me.
Oh dear. Any of your viewers got a spare lung going?
No, there's no
Preferably
spare.
a right one.
There's no spare lungs. Not from my people, dear. Not for you.
I do need a new lung, dear.
Well, so let's talk about our little afternoon tea that we had, which was at St Paul's. Now we left here. There was an awful.
no,
it was quite a bad journey
that's
going
wrong.
down there, wasn't it? I must say.
It was very misleading because it said St Paul's,
Yeah.
Fleet Street. So it was very, very misleading. I think the St Paul's was the area of Fleet Street, and it's very misleading. Anyway, it was it was a nice venue. It was very big and airy and nice, and it all came across as very professional. But it was a bit of a shambles, really.
I thought
to
it
be
was a
honest
shambles. I thought it was a
I
shambles.
said to you, I gave you, like a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, we gave it
You
4
know?
out of 10. As I say, the journey there was quite bad. We parked fairly easily once we got there, didn't we? There's a lot of road
We
works.
parked directly opposite.
What was the name was
Directly opposite.
called? It was called
Clerkenwell.
Two.
We was.
The name of the venue was Two for Tea. Tea for Two. I think it was Tea for Two.
Yeah.
So it was tea for 2, and we got in there. We actually got there too early in the hope that we'd get served. No, 2 o'clock was 2 o'clock, so we had to go for a walk around. Wasn't that bridge lovely? Is there a name for that bridge that we went up to have a look at?
I don't know. I can't.
What's the name of the road?
Let me think of it.
What's the name of the road? Do you know?
Well, you've got it's Fleet Street leading up to Clerkenwell.
And that's the road that goes and becomes the bridge, is it? The not Bakerloo, Blackfriars Bridge.
You go across Blackfriars Bridge.
Yeah, and it's a straight road, and it's there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's straight road. Yeah.
Right, so if you're coming away from Blackfriars Bridge, it's on the right.
St Paul's is on the right.
Yes.
And then it's just past that. Anyway,
Yes.
I don't know. I've just found it a bit shambolic.
Well, you haven't told the story yet, dear.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It was a bit shambolic,
It was
when you
shambolic.
get there,
I suppose it was shambolic. So we got in there, and then we went for a walk over the bridge and all that. And all this bridge had been painted red, and there were little things on there, weren't there? Like
that's for the City of London. You see, the bridge
Yes.
actually belongs to the City of London.
yes,
And
what
the
was on
road
the bridge?
underneath is part of now what would it be? Clerkenwell, Islington.
What were the little things on the bridge?
They are griffins.
Griffins. Okay, is that what they were? Griffins.
Yes. If you look under the City of London, the old one of the oldest cities in the world. It's the sort of signage that they have. They've got the crest and they've got griffins and things. It's all very medieval, very very.
And the
old
bridge was
stuff.
painted bright red, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's black and red is the City of
Black
London
and red.
colours.
Lovely, and it looked like it had only been just painted. Actually, very vibrant, the colours on there. And we went up a
The City of
curly.
London do look after their buildings.
Yes, we
Do
went
look
up
after their
curly
things.
stairs to get onto this bridge, and we had a look over there. Then we come back down. We went back into the restaurant and sat down, and she came over quite quickly and all that, and she was very pleasant. I have to say, the lady who served us was very pleasant. And then I think she said, "Well, I'll go and get your sandwiches," and we had a glass of prosecco each. That was okay, wasn't it? There was nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah.
And then she brought the sandwiches over, and then after she brought the sandwiches, I think then she took our tea order, and I'm a bit bored. I think I ordered just English breakfast. Ronny ordered something else. Anyway, so off she went. So we started on these sandwiches. I suppose there was enough to eat, wasn't there? I mean, we had enough to eat.
Yeah.
so-
The sandwiches is okay. No refill.
Eh?
That's no refill. No.
Where have you gone?
I'm here.
What did you say?
I said there was no refill, was there?
No, there was no refills. No. See, this is the trouble. Once we've been to a few posh hotels and stately homes, some of which I have to say are not overpriced, especially that one at the Grove. Now, funnily enough, when we go to the Grove, that's one of the cheapest places we go. And yet
They look after us there.
yeah, it's one of the nicest. But anyway, when you ask for more sandwiches at these hotels, they just come. It's all in the one price. Other places, it's not in the price. This wasn't in the price. Anyway, so we're munching away for the sandwiches, and I'm getting a bit dry now. I've had my glass of Prosecco, and the tea still hasn't arrived. So we called him over. Can you bring the tea, please? Oh, hasn't anyone bought it yet? Well, no. So then she went off to make the tea. Another few minutes passed before that arrived. And then it arrived and we put it down and I poured mine and mine didn't look right. And I'm sure, are you sure this is the right one? I said, this looks a bit weak for English breakfast. And you poured yours and yours looked all right. So we swapped teas, didn't we? I think we swapped teas. So we had those. The sandwiches were all right. Then we went on to the cakes. And the cakes were right. Now, the cakes were presented on this little stand thing, which was like a thing made out of cardboard, like a tree.
Yeah, it was.
Like a tree, wasn't it?
The theme, tell them what the theme was.
The theme
was Alice in Wonderland.
Was Alice in Wonderland, and it was called the Mad Hatter's Tea Party. Now, the venue, once again, was called Tea for Two, okay? So they bought this little cardboard stand, and it was all nice, pretty little pictures on it, and the branches were flat, so they put cakes on these branches, which sounds all well and good. The only thing is, these stands looked a bit old, like they'd been around a while. And I was kind of wondering what sort of fungus or anything like that. I'm sure they were clean. No, I'm only joking. But, you know, if it's a cardboard stand, you would expect something like that to be used once, wouldn't you, Ronny? Don't you think?
Maybe a couple of times, and then once it starts to look a bit tatty, you would get new ones.
Well, I mean, they would
put new ones.
It looked tatty to me. I don't know about you. It did look tatty to me.
I didn't notice. I was looking at the decoration because they had cards on them and hats and all that kind of thing.
Yes.
But yeah, and also when they brought that first lot of tea over, they got it the wrong way round, didn't they? They gave me yours and yours mine.
Well, I just said that.
Yeah.
We swapped the tea over. And then the second lot of tea, they bought the wrong tea, didn't they? They gave you peppermint tea.
Yeah, peppermint tea.
So that had to go back.
Assam.
Yeah, I mean, the cakes were all right and all that, I suppose. Nothing wrong with the food.
Scones were a bit soggy in the middle.
Yeah, and I had an extra bit of cake, didn't I? What was that cake called? It was red.
Oh, I bought you a piece of cake, which they very kindly said don't pay for because of the mix up with the tea, which is very good customer service.
Yeah, good customer service.
It was red velvet with butter icing.
Oh, I mean, that was so nice. I could have actually, if we ever in that area again, I'd go in and just have a cup of tea and a slice of that. That is enough, isn't it, really? And really, really nice cake. We looked over at the bar, not the bar, but the serving area a couple of times. And it did look like it was organised chaos behind there, didn't it? I think someone in charge was out telling people off. That's how it looked to us, anyway.
But she came out, told everybody off, and then disappeared again.
And disappeared again, yeah.
You don't do that. If you're running something, you be there. You make sure that everything's running all right. Leaving the staff with a face of thunder is not good.
No,
it's not good management. I mean, we know somebody like that.
Oh God, yeah.
Around with a face of thunder.
Oh my God! You shouldn't tell people off in front of public
customers.
People anyway. You should take them in the back and have a little see-into there. You know what I mean? I'd like to be taken out the back by anyone and given a see-into. To be honest.
Well, it's been quite a few years for you, dear.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Never mind.
Let's be honest. There's cobwebs.
There's cobwebs. They're growing in here, dear. Cobwebs. So we had the afternoon tea. You went to pay for the extra bit of cake. She said no, have it on the house. So that was nice. We gave her a little tip, didn't we? And then we went on a little walk. But by now it was like, I think the service was slow in there as well. It was a bit slow, wasn't it?
Yeah, and there wasn't many people in there.
No, there wasn't, and the service was slow. There were enough people behind the counter. But they just seem to be doing other things other than serving customers for some reason. I don't know why. We then came out of there and we walked up St. Paul's Cathedral, didn't we? What did we do up there?
5-minute walk. 5-minute walk to
St.
Paul's,
long,
which was lovely. It was, the thing is, it would have been nice to go inside, but it's £17 now. I don't mind paying £17 to get in, but not for half an hour.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't have been worth it.
You
so
may
we
not
walked
have...
around the outside. There was that beautiful wisteria. Now, talking of wisteria, mine at the end of the garden, I've got flowers. I've got my first lot of flowers.
Oh, have
so
you?
pleased.
How long's that been in now?
Yep. 2 years now.
Okay, yeah. Some of these plants take a while to establish themselves.
Yeah. Well, my garden is very well established now.
Yes.
As you well know.
As I well know.
Yeah, so I'm very pleased about that. Very pleased about that. But yeah, the wisteria at St Paul's, that's been there for decades. I mean, that's been, you can see that's been there for decades, the way that it was wound around the railings and everything. It was beautiful. And you walk around in the sunshine and the sun reflects off the pad. There's so much glass on St Paul's. The windows are just huge. And when the sun reflects off of it, it's just lovely. It's just absolutely lovely. And then, you walk around, and I didn't think we could go into the crypt bit where the shop was because we hadn't been in St Paul's. But you asked, didn't you? That nice lady on
What
the
about
side.
that lovely security lady? She was really nice, she was, weren't she?
She was, yeah.
She had a look in my
nice.
bag, see if I was carrying any bombs or anything, and then we sat there talking to her for about 15 minutes, didn't we?
Didn't she? She tapped my brace like
I
was a door knocker.
Yeah, well, you are a door knocker. You've been knocking on doors for ages, still waiting for one to open, aren't you, my love?
Yeah. I know. Just waiting for a new lung, dear.
When you were saying about the £17 to go in there, you didn't see the notice. They do have services, one of which is Evensong, which I think they do every night at 5 o'clock, and that you would go in and they sing, well, hymns, I suppose. That's if you wanted to go in for that, it's free. So maybe that's the way to do it, to go to the Evensong, listen to some music. Doesn't matter if you religious or not. Listen to some music when you go in there and then have a look around afterwards. I think that would be the thing to do and save yourself £17 then.
Yeah, I suppose so. I suppose we could do that if we were a cheap street. You know what I mean?
What?
Hello?
I keep losing you. I don't know what you're doing with that phone.
If you want, I'm not doing anything with the phone. I'm not doing anything with the phone whatsoever. I just said if you want to be a cheapskate.
Yes.
Yes. So, yeah. But, yeah, it would be nice to go there. We will go there during the day one day.
We will.
We'll go to Claridge's or something after. We'll go to St Paul's first, then we'll go to Claridge's or something.
We did look at where they do an afternoon tea in St Paul's, but quite honestly, it was just like a stone room with no windows, and I don't think that would be much fun.
It's in the basement, in the crypt.
Yeah, I don't think that would be much fun, to be honest. And then we went back to the car and our little journey home, where I fell asleep. Shh, shh, and that's it, isn't it? Really?
You pass more wind. Actually, with the amount of wind that you pass, you probably emit more CO2 than the cows do in this country.
Do you think so?
Well, there's a stain on my car seat.
Well, go and wipe it off.
What's come out of you? I don't think so.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Wait for me new one. I bought a new one.
Thank you for that enthralling telephone conversation. It was possibly the most exciting moment of my week.
Oh, wonderful. Are we swimming tomorrow?
We are swimming tomorrow, yes. After my worldwide chat show with no phone calls at 9:30. I hope you'll be able to join us for that.
No. What time do you want to go? About 11?
About 11.
Because I'm popping out tomorrow afternoon, remember?
Okay, lovely.
So if I'm invited for lunch, it'll have to be an early one.
Thank you. Goodbye.
I do like to invite myself for lunch, seeing as I've now bought the potatoes.
Yes, dear.
I've bought the potatoes, so I'm coming for lunch.
Dear.
Thank you. Anyway, no more talking about that rubbish Eurovision stuff.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Well, none of that. Thank you. Bye-bye.
We will continue talking about the Eurovision now, boys and girls. Thank you. There's my mate Ronny calling in there. God, that was an exciting conversation, wasn't it? It really was. Let's just go back to some of your messages. I'm sorry we haven't read much out at all tonight, have we? Because we've been chatting away. I do sometimes think, by reading the messages, you do kind of lose the flow of the show sometimes, especially if we're sort of halfway through a story and keep referring to messages. That's why I don't read them out. There's plenty of people. I mean, you've only got to fire up Periscope and indeed some of the Facebook stuffs. And people are kind of just sitting there in front of a camera reading out messages as they come in. I mean, there's no sort of show there. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I usually wait until the story's gone and then I start reading them out. So let's just go back here a little bit and see how far I got there and I can read those. We're talking about good old Simon's won 700 quid on the darts. You never know, Simon, I might be lucky this weekend and win £700 on the Eurovision. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? I'll be able to go out and buy that gadget I saw in the Apple store today. Perhaps I'll tell you a bit more about that tomorrow. I've been shopping today as well for some of the children's, my great nieces and nephews. All the birthdays come at once, my great nieces and nephews. They're all kind of within 4 or 5 weeks of each other, except one, which is in September, which is interesting. There we are. John Child is watching tonight from bed. He has to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh, well, you'll probably be asleep now, mate, won't you? I would imagine. Hello to Mark Cording. Who will win Eurovision? Well, I've got £10 on Australia. £10. No, I haven't. I've got £10 on Finland and £10 on Ireland. I also think Australia and Norway have a go. I think it's going to be one of those 4. There's also the Ukraine, I thought, as well, was pretty good. So I think there's 5 countries there. Australia, Norway, Ireland, Finland, or the Ukraine. And out of those 5, Ukraine or Finland. If I had to choose one, it's difficult to say. Let's have a look. So that's what I think, Mark, all right? Simon reckons France or Norway. France as well. Now, that wasn't bad as well. And she's beautiful, the girl in France, the French girl. Hello to Alan Russell. Welcome to the show, Alan. Hello, Mary, non-Irish Mary from Ireland. Mark says Israel. No chance. Absolutely. That song is awful, Mark. Awful. Don't waste your money, mate. Don't waste your money, I'm telling you now. John Child was going to watch Question Time is Better. Merlin says, on the subject of your phone, don't use those companies. If you do, anything else goes wrong, you've voided your warranty. I think, yeah, you're right, Merlin. I wouldn't do that. I don't think I'd I'll use anything to do it cheaper on anything. It's actually, I can't get through all those messages. I'll go to the other end, if you don't mind, and read the more recent ones, because I don't know where we are now. That's the trouble. Hello to Marcos. Evening, Marcos. Welcome. Just starting his night shift in Leeds. What do you do, Marcos? What's your job? As a matter of interest, do let us know what your job is. Evening, Ashley, who says, by the way, doesn't your friend talk for England? I thought I was bad. I thought I was bad, Ashley, to be honest here. Oh, Ashley's is back. Oh. Are you having trouble moving? If you are, my heart goes out to you. I've had a bad back. It's not funny, not to be joked at. Are you kind of having trouble moving? My guess is you've pulled a muscle. It will get better, but it takes a while. Last time I pulled my back, I never forget that. That was about a year and a half ago, wasn't it? I remember that now. I'd simply bent. I wasn't lifting anything. I simply bent down to pick up a pen off the floor, and the pain. I thought I was going to pass out. It was that bad, and I don't know how I got home. I mean, you know, when you're moving like this, you're thinking, what could ever go wrong with my back? And it went, oh, God. So if you've got that, I'm really sorry, Ash. That's painful. That's painful. Angela, who called in earlier, says her family is from Cushton in Ireland. Cushenden in Ireland. I don't know that place. That's a new word to me, Cushenden. I don't know that. Mary's going to do your afternoon tea for a tenner a head. That sounds fair dues, Mary. That sounds very fair. We did try and do an afternoon tea here once, but I can't remember what happened. But we either... Oh, that was it. It was snow. So we couldn't get into this place we were going to. And we went up to the supermarket. We went up to Sainsbury's, actually, and bought some bread and cakes and things. And we did far too much. We couldn't eat it all. We did far too much. Because when you go out to an afternoon tea in a place, they're all cut up in little bits, right? Well, of course, you know, I've bought the bread and I've cut it up, but I don't want to chuck away the crust because I think that's a bit of a waste. You know, so instead of having sandwiches that were that big, they were that big. But we'd done just as many. So if there were 4 of those, there were 4 of these. And the cakes were full size. Whereas cakes at afternoon tea are very small, so you get several of them. Well, we had several cakes, but they were full size. Well, we couldn't eat it all. Felt ill afterwards. Oh, Mary. Oh, dear. Hello to Christine Frankland. Hello, Christine. Andy Baker, I think I've said hello to you. Thank you, Mary. I agree with you, actually. Most Australians are descended from Europeans. No, the reason, as I said right at the beginning of the show, Australia's in the Eurovision Song Contest is because they are in the European Broadcasting Union. And it's like a club and the money talks. You know, if you remember, then you can be in it. And it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that, really. Hello to Sarah Luralace. Good evening, Sarah. Simon, did you put a price on the tickets, Chris? Because if you didn't and they come in at shorter odds, you'll get the shorter odds. Yeah, the price is on the tickets. The tickets are downstairs. Do you want me to get them or not? If I get them, there'd be a bit of dead air. Do you want a bit of dead air? Let me go and get my tickets. I'll show you. It's all very exciting. I might win some money. Wow. I can be in the same books as you then, dear. Just a moment. I'll go and get them. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment. One moment, please. Hello. All right, Simon, thanks for telling us these things, because I'm not a betting man, you see. It's rare. I might go in the betting shop once, perhaps twice a year. I certainly don't know anything about horses. So here's one. So £10, Finland to win, 33-1. And here's Ireland to win, 66-1. That could be £660. Woo! What can I do with that? Who wants to be taken out for £666? Where should we go, everyone? Do you want to go anywhere nice? All right. Anyone else want to call in about the Eurovision? Feel free. 020 8144 3477 is our local London number. 020 8144 3477. Hello to Jerry. Evening, Jerry. Welcome to the show. Nice late night show. It's you know, it's really nice to be here late night, I have to say. We don't do it very often, but yeah, it's nice to call in. Heidi, you tried to call in, didn't you, a moment ago? Do call in, darling. Sorry, I wasn't watching the screen and I was doing a bit of story. Tom says, imagine if all 4 of them tie first in an unheralded result. Oh, they have all tied once. That happened in the 1960s with... I think there were 4 countries that tied, one of which was Lulu and Boom Bang a Bang. Do you know that one? My heart goes boom bang a bang, boom bang a bang. Hello to Paul Mosley on the YouTube tonight. Evening, Paul. Ashley says, doctor thinks I have either pulled a muscle or ripped a tendon. He said I'd do an examination. It's more like ripped a tendon, so I go for a scan. I'm off work for 6 weeks. I'm sorry to hear that, Ash. Very sorry to hear that. Heidi's on the phone. Good evening, Heidi.
Hello, darling. You all right?
Yeah, did you enjoy the Eurovision? Did you not watch it?
I thought they were all a bit rubbish, actually.
Did you see the Tuesday one?
No.
Oh, well, the Tuesday one was a lot better. I've got to say, I thought it was pretty dire tonight. I tell you what, one thing I noticed about the show, coming from the Portuguese broadcasting people, it's a bit lacking sparkle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Certainly, I mean, the best opening ever, and I said this on the show the other day, was the show that came from Austria. When they won with Conchita about 4 years ago, I think it was 4 years ago, and then the next year Austria hosted it. It was the best ever hosted. It was just fantastic. It was done.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a proper opening. The last 2 nights, there hasn't really been an opening. It's like it starts off with the very annoying Rylan And Scott Mills, who's looking very old. Oh, God, blimey, he looks old, that, doesn't he, dear? Go, dear, how some people age. Isn't it amazing, Heidi?
Annoying.
Me or you have never aged.
He's not annoying. I love him.
Me and you have never aged. Anyway, so they come on and do a little bit of annoying chat. I wish they weren't on it. I really do. And then it goes into the thing, and and then there's a few pictures of Portugal, and then it fades into the arena, and these 4 people walk on stage, and everyone's clapping and going mad, and there's no fanfare. And I'm thinking, surely there should be a bit. Even Simon Cowell has a bit of music when he walks onto. There was no fanfare. How cheap is that, dear? Cheap.
But can I tell you something?
Yeah.
For me, it's like the homosexuals are taking over Eurovision.
Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right. This happened.
Ryan's gay.
This
Scott's
happened at
gay.
some point in the 90s. Yes, you're right.
You know what I mean? Ryan's gay, Scott's gay, Dr. Eurovision's gay, and
Yeah.
so's Graham.
It's too gay. I totally agree with you. It's become too gay.
No, I love it.
Oh, you love it, but they definitely.
Yeah.
We definitely took over. The gays took over the Eurovision. I don't quite know why or how that happened, but it did, and it was very quick. It was very sudden. It was very suddenly. It was all a bit gay, wasn't it? Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But not all the countries. Not all the countries. It's certain countries. Certainly us, Sweden, Iceland, and you can see which countries have a massive gay following, and some don't. Some of them don't, but yes, you're absolutely right. We need real men on there, dear. Real men. Let me think of any. I can't think of any at the moment. Oh, what about?
Anyway.
I'll tell you who could do
Anyway.
it. Oh, Katie Price she's got rid of her husband again, hasn't she? Third one gone. He's quite good looking. He could do it. He's a real man. There's a very dodgy film of him hanging around on the internet. I have to tell you that, my love.
And what makes you think that I'm remotely interested in whatever Katie Price does?
Well, none of us are, darling. None of us are.
She even tried to go for Eurovision and failed.
Oh, that's
badly.
right. Do you remember that hideous song she sang with Peter Andre? It was a Disney one, A Whole New World. I never forget that. Now, was that some sort of award show? She came on in this white fur thing, and he came on, and she came on. Oh, it was horrendous. Absolutely. A whole new world. Do you remember that?
She was so out of tune.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, awful. She would have done better to just mime.
No, she would have been better not to turn up at all.
Yes. Paul Mosley says, too gay. I thought Graham Norton was fraught.
You thought Graham Norton was on?
Paul says that as well. We said how old Scott Mills looked. What's happened to him? I dread to think. Hello, SCTV fan watching as well today.
I don't think he's looking that old.
Eh?
I don't think he's looking that
What,
old.
Scott Mills? Oh, come off it. Have a look at him a couple of years ago and how old he looks now on there. Bless his heart.
Right,
we can't all
anyway,
look young like us, Heidi.
Listen, Chris, shut up a minute. Listen, you're distracting me from my purpose.
Oh, right. What's your purpose, darling?
I'm in the bath now, right?
In the bath?
Listen, in the bath because I'm just about to go to bed. But for a couple of days now, I've been wanting to go into my local to have a chat with the manager about bringing karaoke to my local.
Oh, right.
So I popped in there earlier, gave him your number, and I said, when you ring him, tell him that Heidi, me, gave him your number.
Oh, okay.
So, all right, so if you get a call from the Courtfield pub.
What's it called?
The Courtfield.
Courtfield, okay.
Yeah. So if you get a call from there, then you know that it's me that's giving you your number.
Is that Fulham?
No, it's Earl's Court, darling.
Earl's Court, okay. What phone are you? Are
Yeah.
you on an iPhone Plus of some sort?
Eh?
Are you on an iPhone?
I am, yeah.
Is it a big iPhone?
No.
No, you're kind of going in and out a bit. I had the same problem with Ronny a moment ago.
Oh, right. Maybe it's a hardware issue. I'll probably have to get that sorted.
Yeah, not to worry, darling.
Yeah, not to worry. So, anyway, that was just my reasons for my phone call, because I have to go straight to bed now, because I have to be up at 4:45 in the morning.
Oh, get the kids up for school.
No. What? 4:45 in the morning?
Eh?
What school opens at 4:45 in the morning, Chris?
Yes. Early as that, I reckon.
What planet are you on, love?
I tell you what, Heidi, I think we've actually gone off.
Gone off where?
I think the something's gone wrong with the stream. It looks like we've dropped out.
Oh, hang on.
Hang
on a minute.
I think we've possibly dropped out. I don't know.
Hang on, because I'm watching it on my other phone. Wait a minute.
Can the people on YouTube still see us? Oh, what a shame. I think something's gone a little bit wrong with the system.
No, I shouldn't tell you.
Don't know why that is. How strange and mysterious, Heidi. Strange and mysterious, darling.
No. It's still there.
Is it still there? Okay.
Black light still there.
It seems to have crashed out there. No, it's okay still on YouTube, apparently, but it looks like it's dropped out on the Facebook. Are you watching on the YouTube or Facebook?
No, I'm watching on Facebook on my phone.
Yeah, the Facebook one has dropped out for some reason. I don't know why. Never mind.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, the YouTube seems to be working, but not the Facebook. I don't know why that's gone a little bit wrong there. I wonder. It might be me. I don't know. It might be me not able to. No, I can't get that at all on the Facebook. No, that's completely dropped out. Never mind, dear.
It would have been you.
Thank you, Piggy.
Eh?
I'm talking to one of the messages.
Oh, okay. No, I don't think it would have been you. Why would it have been you?
No, it's dropped out of the Facebook, so we're not going out anymore. So we might as well wrap up here, I think.
Anyway, that was the reason for my phone call. When am I going on my afternoon tea?
I haven't got anything booked at the moment. No.
What, for afternoon tea?
Yes.
Because I want to come. I asked you last year.
Yes, I remember now.
Uh-huh. Because I want you and Ronny to come with me.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, my darling. Well, we'll say goodbye there because I can't. It's pointless going on there. We've dropped out of the Facebook as well, dear. It's just stopped. I don't know why. I need to work on that now. Thanks for calling, Heidi.
Can you sort that out, though?
Eh?
Can you sort that out?
I've got nothing sorted out at the moment, darling. I've got nothing sorted out at the moment.
Oh, well, listen. I'm going to try and watch back on my iPhone.
All right, Heidi. You won't. You'll probably find it stops at a point because it's just. I don't know why it's just stopped. All right. See you later, darling. Bye, bye, my love.
Bye, darling.
Bye, Heidi. There we are. Heidi calling there. Sorry, gang. I know some of you are still there watching on the YouTube there. But, yeah, we got decent internet. It's not the internet because you can still see us on the YouTube. The Facebook, for some reason, has dropped out. That's not happened before. I don't know why that's happened. Very strange and mysterious. Strange and mysterious. That's what it is. That's not working at all, is it? No, so we're going to disappear here, boys and girls. Let's just do today's birthdays while we're still here because I can upload the YouTube to the various birthday people that we've got today. First of all, Stuart C. Brown, happy birthday to you today. 38 years old on this Tuesday, the 10th of May, 2018. Happy birthday, Mukesh, 38 years old today, Mukesh. Gary Davidson is 50 tonight. Happy birthday, Gary. Stephen Hitchens, happy birthday to Stephen. Damian J. Scott is 32 years old today. And Paul Oliver as well. It's his birthday as well. So happy birthday, gang. Here we go. Oh, hang on. There we are. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. There we are. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Thanks ever so much. I know you're still there on the YouTube, but if we're not going across the mall, then it's still a little bit pointless. No one else is hearing us. It's just you and me together. It's like a private show today, Paul. Paul and Piggy and SCTV sound like our own little private show. A challenging couple of phone calls today, I felt, didn't you, Lovis? A challenge. People said, why don't you take calls? Anyway, have a lovely evening. Thanks ever so much for joining us. I'll be with you again tomorrow morning around about 9:30 in the morning, all right? Sleep tight, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.